Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Mike here from AXC Garage. Welcome back to the channel, and today we got something a little different. Let's take a look. All right, John, so what we have here today?
Well, we have your new money pit. I know you like to take care of these Hondas, and I'm sure this one's going to get all the love it deserves, but funny enough, you've been searching for one of these, and SE in particular, and what is this, a 2010?
Yeah, so this is 2010 Honda Element SC.
The SE. Ooh, the Pimp Daddy model.
You know what nice SC stands for, John?
Super everything? I mean, I don't know.
Street Custom. And take a look at the Street Custom car right over here.
It is very custom now. You know, the nice thing about these is you'll see on all the elements that they're made for off-roading and a lot of stuff like that. That was the whole idea about it. And none of this stuff is ever paint matched. It's always this raw plastic finish, like what would be in this area here. The SE comes with pretty much a body kit on it from the factory. It comes with the 18-inch wheels, which, if you can see, compared to this, they are supposed to have a 225/55 18, but this is a 50 series tire on here. So we're gonna go ahead and change that out. We're probably gonna do some work on the brakes on it here. I see Bumper Brian in the future. Right there, Paint Society, help us out.
Look at these tires, they're super dry rotted. It's all cracky too.
They're not ready for what we're gonna put this thing through, because as Mike said, this is not just a car that he wants to use to get from point A to point E for work or anything along those lines. This is going to be the new AHC workhorse, the bus. This thing's going to take us and our stuff around the country, because we're trying to expand and move out and hit different shows in different states. And I don't think you can get much better than a Honda Element for traveling. I know the gas efficiency isn't great on this highly aerodynamic vehicle, but I mean, with the K24 motor in here, automatic, it's going to be just fun and fine for us.
Yeah, I think our vision is pretty much getting this car to somewhat clean. I mean, some of the scratches here and there. We're not going to do the full spray. We're not going to do a restoration. Yeah. We're actually going to prep this car for long road trips.
Yeah, that seems to be the plan. You know, maybe get a nice sticker on here. It says AHC. I don't know. Mike's not a sticker guy, but, you know, I think we can put little stickers on here. But the other cool thing about these Elements is I really like the way the doors work. You know, it's very nice, and it being SE, the street, what did you call it?
Street Custom.
Custom. You have stuff like this embroidery here on the interior. This car has carpet. Some SEs only have rubber floor mats. This has a nicer seats. It has the black, gloss black trims. A lot of little differences that you get on the SE that you don't get in the other models. And then it has this really nice custom, street custom armrest too. We're probably gonna have to go ahead and change that. I don't think we can fix that. And as you can see, the seats are folded up. We're checking this out to see how much equipment and boxes and stuff we could pack inside.
Well, John, you stay right there. I'm gonna go ahead and open up the back here so they can get a better view on how much space this Element has to offer.
Oh, hi.
Yeah, so our plan is really to use this to travel from state to state in different area. But with that in mind, we need to carry all of our gears and tents and things of that nature. And this will work perfect because we have all this space here that we can put all kinds of stuff back here.
Yeah, it's definitely nice how everything folds up and out the way. You actually protect the windows, so you could stack this thing floor to ceiling with crap and still not have an issue with it. You know, it's pretty awesome design. The seat moves pretty far forward, so you have good access in through here too. It also reclines back pretty far, so you can have a nice comfortable ride as well.
Yeah, one thing I like the back, just like your EG, this clamshell in the back too as well here.
That's very nice as well. I like it. Very good looking.
So in terms of the powertrain, why don't we go ahead and pop the hood and see what we got there?
Oh yeah.
All right, so what we got here is a little K24 action right over here.
You know, I mean, that's one of Honda's finest motors right there. Maybe not this one in particular, but I mean, the K-Series motor is a pretty awesome motor.
It's a workhorse.
It will put in the work. It will do it up. This is a two-wheel drive model, so that will save us some on our gas mileage. These are not the most fuel-efficient cars as far as driving on the highway. Anyone who's had one, they'll know. They get you where you need to go, but it is a big brick going through the air, so your fuel efficiency is going to be probably in the 20s, give or take. The all-wheel drives are a little bit worse, but we're not too worried about that. We want it to run good and get us where we got to go. So as far as it looks under here, we don't have much oil leaks. The car has been well maintained. That's a big positive, but we see a lot of things like our fluid on our power steering is dirty, but it's not leaking. We have some corrosion on our valve covers, some surface rust on some things, but it's 100% original, except for this battery. I don't know who would put an interstate battery in there. It's just crazy. I don't know who would do that. But other than that, everything in the car is 100% original. As Mike was telling me, he intends to maybe just clean up some of these clips, some of the easy to change things, go through, do the maintenance on the car, fluids, some filters, stuff like that. But like I said, no oil leaks. Pretty good to go. All right, so like I was saying, we have no oil leaks on this car. And from what we were hearing, it was a one-owner car before we got hold of it, and the car lived its whole life in Florida and in Boca. So any rust that's on it is going to be purely surface. I mean, the car still has the original undercoating on things, all the original hardware on the exhaust. This was a stock car, and it was very well maintained. We're probably going to go ahead and try and match these rear tires. These are new tires, and don't ask me what the brand is. I mean, looks like a Valarzar, or I don't know what the hell you pronounce it. But either way, everything here is perfect condition, no rust, maintained well. So all we have to do is do the light maintenance on it, maybe throw some brakes at it, fix up a little paint here and there. We're ready to ride. I mean, I'm trying to get Mike to modify it, but I don't think it's going to work. Mike's Mr. OEM, Mr. OEM. All right, so the first thing we're going to knock out is the two front tires on here. As Mike was saying before, you can see them dry rotted and cracking. These are from 2015, so they're pretty old.
So John, tell me more about how you're able to tell what years the tires are manufactured.
So this is your DOT number here, and the number next to it here is going to be the month, or I should say the week, the 17th week of 2015. That's how you're able to tell the date of manufacturing on the tire, and that lets us know that this thing's probably pretty ready for the tires. It's 2022. That's been some time. So we're going to go ahead, and on top of that, this isn't even the right size tire. So we got the right tires. We were able to match it to the back. So we're going to pull this off, change the tires, and then we're going to go ahead and just do maintenance as far as fluids go on the car. Change some fluids out, give us a fresh start there, see how it goes. So Mike took the wheel off there, as you saw. Very good looking upper body strength on him. But we came here and we saw that we have original Honda pads, the original rotors, a lot of rust on here. You know, not that that's a bad thing as far as it goes, but this is also below its minimum spec. We went ahead and measured it. So we're gonna go ahead and throw a new set of rotors and a fresh set of pads on here and probably change out the brake fluid just to be safe. Like Mike said before, this thing is gonna go on road trips. We don't wanna have to think about any problems. We wanna get in there, turn the key on, and be out of here.
Veloza.
I guess that's how it's pronounced. TJ is a master of English and other languages.
And don't forget, knock off wheels and tires.
He's very good at that as well. Not to be messed with.
Hey, how can you have knockoff tires?
Veloza.
Veloza.
It's like-
So you have knockoff
Oh,
tires.
you're talking about me. Oh, I like that.
It's like Michelin, but Taiwanese.
Ah, so it's Asian Michelin.
It's Veloza. Veloza. Is it's left? Because I'm lefty.
Are you?
I never buy righties, only lefties.
Bro, you know what? That's why yours always tastes worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're the best.
Do you feel retarded when you eat it?
No.
No.
Actually, you know, they say lefties are smarter than righties.
Oh, yeah? That's what they tell the lefties so they feel better.
All right, so John did the front tires for us. Next up, let's go ahead and change the fluid. We got the engine fluid, or engine oil, I should say, and then the oil filter over there, and then we'll go ahead and drain the transmission fluid. All right, so with the fluid out of the way, last thing we're gonna do under the hood is to change an engine air filter. All right, so with the engine air filter and both the engine and the transmission oil out of the way, next up, we want to look at the brakes. Now, before we take the wheels off, you guys can take a closer look to it. We got a set of brand new front and rear brake rotors. These are factory OEM along with front and rear brake pads. And after all that, we are going to flush out the brake fluid. So let me go ahead and get the car up on the lift and take off the wheels so you can take a closer look at the brakes. All right, so with the wheels off, you guys can kind of take a look at how bad these rollers are. Look at all these rusts over here, and not just the surface rust, but it's almost penetrating to the contact area. Now, the brake pads in the front here is about 50%. Now, take a look at the back. Similar thing, except the brake rotors are even worse on both sides, and then the brake pads, man, it's down to about 20%. So, great idea for us to go ahead and replace both brake pads and brake rotors. Now, before we get this roller off, we gotta get these screws out of the way, and TJ is gonna help us to take those things off, and he got a little special tool there. Tell me more, TJ.
Wow, this thing right here. Well, first of all, this is an air hammer, all right? And they have this attachment that you can get where it goes into your air hammer, and it's got a little screwdriver on it. And pretty much, you're gonna lock it in there. You stick that bad boy right on those screws, and you just, you know, give it a couple taps, and just, it'll loosen up, you just unscrew it.
Now, this is an extreme case, but can you use an impact screwdriver to get that out?
Yeah, but I mean, when, you know, usually when there's a lot of rust, like really rusted screws, I like just using this because sometimes you might break the tip of the other one, and this thing doesn't, I've used this so many times, it hasn't even warped or anything.
You know what I think? I think you just want to show off.
Yeah, you know, this is a nice special tool right here. It just looked too easy, TJ.
Wait a minute, so you turn it with this or the impact screwdriver?
No, the impact loosens the rust. Impact kind of loosens up the rust and stuff, kind of puts a little pressure on the threads, and that you just turn it. And then once it's loose, it's loose.
Really?
Just take your impact screwdriver and take it out.
Let me try. All right, here we go. Couple of times, right?
Yep. There you go.
That's it. There you go. All right, so on this side of the table, we have all the old original brake rotors and pads, and on the opposite side, brand new, shiny factory, brand new OEM rotors and pads. And as you see earlier, we've got these all prepped, ready to go. And take a look at the old brake pads here. This is the back. Look how low they are, almost to the metal. And the brake rotors, like I mentioned before, they're pretty bad shape, along with the front over here. So let's go ahead and get some of these components cleaned up, these brackets cleaned up here, and then I think we're ready to put everything back together. All right, so with the brake rotors and pads out of the way, next up, let's finish up the brake job by flushing this brake fluid. All right, guys, so we got the brakes all done along with fresh fluid in the entire system. Before we finish this video up, we got one more thing on the list, which is on the interior. Been bothering me for quite a while. Oh, don't you love this door? Let's take a look at the center console. It's all ripped, all coming apart. And guess what? We got a brand new factory OEM unit. Let's go ahead and knock this out. Wow, so brand new console, TJ. So what's next? You're gonna help us to put this console in.
Oh yeah.
Looks like we got panel here. I'm not looking from the back here, TJ.
Yeah, well, we got.
Looks like a whole lot going on.
We're gonna have to take all these screws out because this is just a cover. And once we take the cover off, there should be 3 screws holding, to the hinge.
Okay, what about the release here? Oh, should be under the cover too,
yeah,
right?
that's all under the cover. And once we get it off, this will have bolt. If we look at this one, this is 4 holes. Probably 4 bolts holding this latch on.
You know what I got? It's this new company called Hodo just sent us a tool, which is pretty cool. Let's go check it out.
Oh yeah.
All right, so I saw this tool on Instagram, right? And I reached out to them. I'm like, dude, this tool is actually pretty cool. I want to check it out and see what's going on. They didn't pay us to do this. I just thought it's a pretty cool tool.
Yeah.
I already opened the box, but I want your impression, because you work in car every day. You tell me what you think, okay?
Right.
Go ahead and open the box.
Oh, there's a charger.
There's a charging cable here, okay? So,
Oh wow.
little tiny little box right there.
Okay. I like how there's a bunch of bits in here. Oh, it's magnetic too. All right. Well, that's nice. It's kind of like spring loaded when you put it in and take it out. Let's see. Let's put a little bit on here.
Does it have a bit that we need?
Oh yeah. Oh man, look how many bits it has. All kind of bits. You got Torx. You got flatheads. You got Allen.
Now I know
Little-
when I used to work in car years ago, because I'm an old man, and whenever we have some of those off screws, we need a special screwdriver for it. I mean, these two pretty much have every single bit that we need for the most part.
Yeah. How about this though? Power.
So we had
That's pretty cool.
4 in reverse.
Yeah.
Now the only question I
pretty
think
cool.
that I have now, I have opened the box. I have not used this tool. So the question is how much torque
Yeah.
actually it has. That's
I mean-
interesting to know.
I guess we're gonna find out.
All right, TJ, let's give it a try.
All right. Well, pretty sure you're gonna have to crack it loose a little bit because these are pretty tight. So my guess is it's probably gonna just work for the last little bit.
So if you just crack it right now with not cracking it, I
Yeah,
go
let's see
ahead
if
and
we
hit
hit
it.
Yeah, I don't think it has enough torque. I mean, these are pretty tight, screws.
It's got plastic in there.
Yeah, because these are like one of those where it like almost threads itself in. Those aren't threaded, so it kind of
Okay.
makes its own thread. It's like a self-tapping screw for plastic. But pretty much, if you loosen it just enough, then you can hit it the rest of the way.
Okay.
Special tool. Nice special tool.
Oh, there you go.
Block it out.
All right, TJ, so I see you got a drill right over there. I mean, what's your take with this tool over here?
I mean, it's probably not anything that you want to use for like professional, mechanical stuff. It's not high torque. So, it's probably more for like hobbies, maybe like, like little hobbies and stuff around the house, or, putting together like sunglasses, or if you have to take lenses and stuff apart, or maybe like an RC car, something like that, where it's like low torque screws, you don't want to strip them. It'll be good, it'll be good to use like that because you probably won't strip anything with this, But as far as automotive, these screws are pretty tight. So I mean, it's not very high torque, So you're gonna need something like this more than anything.
Well, that's your take. Let's go and finish that up.
Boom. Uno, dos, tres.
I hope it works. Come on, TJ. I really hope it works. Does it open?
Boy, that's right.
I guess that's all there is to it.
Tighten good, tighten good.
All right, guys, so we are all done with today's video. So why don't we do a quick recap of what we have done so far? So we start off this video by giving you guys a quick tour on our 2010 Honda Element SE. Started with a set of brand new fresh tire up in the front. Then we took care of the maintenance, engine oil, transmission oil, along with a fresh engine air filter. We move on to the brakes, front brakes, rear brake, new pads, and brake rollers, along with a complete brake flush. And then we finish off with a brand new center console cover. Now on the next episode, Brian from Paint Society is gonna help us to take care of some of the minor cosmetic on the exterior on a Honda Element. And John and I are gonna be working on under the engine bay, get this car prepped up for this long road trip that we'll be doing. You guys don't wanna miss, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on that notification. My name is Mike, on behalf of AXC Garage, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys next week.